Oh, you guys are so awesome. Okay, I'm back in town, back at the building. I've been overseas and yeah, as you know from watching the channel, I bounce back and forth. So I'm here. I've been uploading some pre-recorded videos lately so that I would have time to go back and visit my family. And right now I'm really excited because it's time to get my hands dirty again. And I'm gonna try to work on real projects that move the needle on the building. And starting today, I'm gonna be working on this. Yeah, today we're moving the needle. So this particular wing of the building is on the ground floor. It's on the west end of the building, and it's a couple 100 feet long. So in my opinion, it's one of the areas that I'm most excited about because it's a giant open bay. It's like an incredible industrial setting, and it's gonna look fabulous once it's done. So yeah, I wanna do a project that has like a real visual impact, and so that I can walk in here in a day or two and say, wow, something's happened here. What I am envisioning here is to have this entire place cleaned out all the way down. And I want to, let me actually back up here. I want to get it all empty. That will allow me to move my scaffolding around and get the sprinkler system out, the old sprinkler system. A lot of people ask me about that and like, why are you cutting that out? It was actually looked at by a company that does the installations in the area, and it's all rusted out, and they said flushing it won't work and it's not gonna pass code and inspection, and it just needs to go. So that's what I'll be doing. I'll be cleaning all this out, and once all this stuff is empty and I get the little scraggly stuff, you know, little wire hangers and all that stuff out of here, and I'll be able to bring in, dun dun dun, a power washer. And that'll be quite the video because we will power wash the entire interior of this building. So I don't know if you can see, but up in the, between the, I don't know if you call those floor joists of the next floor or ceiling joists for this floor, but between those joists, there are all these like little cross members here and these like flat boards. And on top of each one of them is 100 years worth of dirt. So power washing this entire building is gonna take so many passes. It's gonna have to get all these flat surfaces here. It's gonna have to get all up in all those nooks and crannies. And you know, who knows how many 1,000 gallons of water is gonna take to do this entire thing. But once that's done, I am going to line this entire bay with hanging industrial lamps that I have stored back there that I've actually taken down from all over the building. And then on all of these posts here, both sides, I want to put gooseneck lamp hangers with additional industrial lamp shades. So as you can imagine, there'll be like two here, two, just kind of up and off of those, and then hanging lamps all the way down. And then maybe the odd one mounted to some of these bricks. And I don't know if you can imagine it, but I'm really excited when I just kind of take my mind to that place in the future where it's all cleaned out and there's all of this industrial lighting in here, and yeah, it is going to look incredible. But before that day can ever come, I need to stop talking and actually get something done. So today, what I'm gonna do, and I'm gonna challenge myself to, I came here real early this morning, and I wanna get a bright and early start. And what I'm gonna do is I'm going to attempt to clean out almost this entire bay in a single day all by myself. So just take a quick pan around here. You can see kind of the scope of the project that I'm going to be doing. Those are the two other apothecary cabinets that I'll be talking about at some point. We have this gigantic pile of barnwood. We've got all these like parts bins over here, tables, wallpaper from a previous video that you may remember. I got this. This is probably going to stay right here just because there's no reason to move it. As I continue around the building, I'm putting that on the window, painting them and capping off the windows. I have this board, which I need to get stacked up very neatly. It's kind of, you know, just there in kind of a haphazard way because it had some mold starting on it and I wanted to get some airflow. But what I'm going to do now is I'm going to move that as well as all that roofing stuff into the room that we cleaned out on the previous video. So I'm going to use some stickers. I'm going to stack it up super neat so that it doesn't warp. And yeah, we've got these panels here. I don't know what they were. They're metal, they're insulated on the inside, maybe some kind of trailer walls or something. They're screwed together. Somebody was using them as a divider here at some point. And I think that if somebody bolted these together, you know, 4 sides and a top, it's like a ready to go tool shed. So I'll be taking that apart, getting it out of here. I got a furniture dolly. I'm gonna move all that roofing stuff into that recently cleaned out room. And yeah, I think what I'm gonna try to do is make it all the way to this wall. So if I can stay motivated and keep at it, this entire bay is gonna be clean by the end of this video for you. And by the end of a lot of blood, sweat, and tears for me. But one last thing I wanted to mention before I get started on that is that part of cleaning this out is dealing with the incredible amount of stuff. The building just has so much stuff in it. And over the couple years that we've had it, we had a couple sales. I've been selling and selling and selling. I've been taking stuff to the dumpster. I've been taking stuff to the scrapyard, to the landfill. And in some places you can't even tell that anything's happened. There's still just more stuff. So what I thought would be kind of cool is to make a series for this channel and try to post, well, I won't be perfect at it, but I'm gonna try to post on Mondays the projects that are going on with the renovation. And then Thursdays, I'd like to post for several weeks or maybe a month or two, videos about kind of going through the stuff that's in the building. So there's a lot of stuff in the building that I can actually use for the renovation, and I'll be trying to segregate that. And a lot of people have mentioned in the comments that they're kind of interested in what's in here. So if you like that kind of video where we're treasure hunting and digging and going through this stuff, then check it out on Thursdays for the next few months. And if you're more interested in the projects of the actual renovation and, you know, moving the needle on bringing the building forward, those will be on Monday. And then maybe in a couple months, we will reassess where we're at and see how much stuff there is left to go through. And yeah, so, all right, so time to get busy. Okay, over here I have a number of my little antique goodies that I have stored. And basically this entire project here is kind of like a game of Tetris. So this corner over here is where I want to put all those goodies and to get them kind of out of the way. So in order to do that, I need to clean out that corner and back that stuff up there. And then I'll be able to get access to that. And, you know, it's chain reaction basically. So, you got to take 2 steps back before you can even attempt to take your first step. So.
That's another hard thing is that, like, I have a strategy. Okay, antiques go here, building materials go here, trash goes over here, and then you have weird stuff like that doesn't fit any of those categories. Have this like insulation stuff. It's a hard decision because I need to get this place freaking cleaned out. And there's all this stuff that like could potentially be useful in some way. But yeah, who knows when, and in the meantime, it's just going to cause additional problems. So I think what I'll do is all that kind of stuff put into its own pile and then stew on it for a day or two and then be like, it's got to go. Get it out of here.
Okay, so we're back with our old friend, the fan blade. And if you've been watching the channel for any time at all, you know that I've had multiple rounds with this guy. And you guys have been advising me and advising me and advising me. So right now, just to bring you guys, or just to refresh your memory, I'm having trouble getting this fan off of this shaft here. So, yeah, I tried several things. I've used the PB Blaster. It's kind of like WD-40. It was recommended over WD-40. A couple times, let it sit all day. I'm going to spray it again right now. And according to you guys, the only thing that is keeping this on is some rust around this shaft thing here. So let me see if I can.
And I've showed this before, but so it is actually free. You see, I can lift. And from what you guys have told me, this shaft goes in to this motor and it stays with the motor. This fan blade should just slide off. And as I pull it up, the shaft is actually staying with the fan. But according to you guys, it's because it's stuck in the fan. And that play, so if you see when I pick it up, there's something mechanical that it's hitting. That's inside here. So I was told that that play there is for expansion, for heat expansion. So I don't know if that's actually the case or not. But that play is supposed to be there, and this shaft is supposed to stay with this motor, even though there's play there. So the culprit is the fan blade that needs to come off of that shaft, according to you guys. So the next phase is to try to suspend it and use a punch and whack on it as hard as I can and see if I can get it off. Let me show you what I've done to kind of make that happen. Okay, time out. So I actually brought this outside because now that I'm capping a lot of the windows, it's getting really dark in the building and there isn't enough light to show down in the hole here. So there's a flat edge there, which you guys told me is designed so that this retention pin has a flat surface to work against. So to me, that means that entire thing needs to be knocked out, not just that inner circle. So little known fact, if you put on a welder's glove, it doesn't matter how hard you smash your finger, it's not gonna hurt. We'll start easy at first. Oh, you guys are so awesome. I took 3 whacks on it and it scooted down. Is that a word? Scooted? It's going. It's actually going. Yes. Okay, wait a minute. Can't hardly. I'm so excited I can barely hold the phone up. it came out. Yeah, this is like a simple pleasure. It seems so obvious, it seems so easy, but yeah. The thing is, you don't know what you don't know, and this entire thing is like a learning process for me. And it was just a couple whacks, and I made this huge deal about how I could get that off, and it just goes to show you that the hive mind and the power of like you guys as viewers on the channel is really awesome. So like, there's lots and lots of comments on every little challenge that I run into, and it's like people like get excited when their channel grows and they get monetized. But for me, the most valuable thing is just like all the advice and all of the, you know, the knowledge that's out there. And yeah, so like I said, I'm not a fabricator, and I'm not a mechanical person, and this is like a growing experience, learning experience for me. And so it's exciting when something goes right. So as you know, if you've been watching the channel, I have 10 of these, and the other 9 are going to be absolutely no problem because I've been out of my comfort zone and I learned a little bit, and yeah, that's awesome. So I owe big thanks to you guys for that. So, all right. And one other quick little thing before we do that. Just look how awesome that is. There's a little bit of bird mess there, but that is so incredibly industrial. And I love those rivets. And that's not just like a little fan blade. That son of a gun is probably like 8 pounds. And the patina on it is gorgeous, and I'm gonna have 10 of those. And I think I'm gonna make like an arts installation because they're so sculptural and they're so industrial, and there's so much like function over form, but the, you know, the age of it has just like given it that amazing color and patina. And I think a set of 10 of them is almost like an artwork. So yeah, stay tuned, more to come on that. Okay, so I thought I'd take a quick 5-minute break before I get right into the thick of all the back-breaking stuff, moving the heavy stuff. And I've been segregating all of the stuff that I thought would be good for like an antique booth or to take with me to an antique show, and got it all set over in the corner here. And as it's starting to kind of build up and pile up, it's kind of impressive. So at least I think it is. So let me take a second just to show you what we got here. So it's been a while since a lot of this stuff has seen the light of day. It's been tucked over, move the camera super slow for you guys, in that room where we did the clean out several weeks back. And like I said, all that stuff down there is going to go into that room. But now that it's out and you can actually get a good gander at it, I thought it'd be kind of cool to go through and check it all out once again. So you've probably seen a lot of this in some of the previous videos. Here's a double painted sign for a furniture store that was here. There are a whole bunch of electrical boxes in the factory, and some of them have the boxes with them, some are just doors, but I think those are pretty cool. Didn't want to scrap any of them. So we've got a set of 4 aluminum lawn chairs from the 60s or 70s. Not sure what decade those go, but they're kind of trippy like 70s, but I know sunflowers were big in the 60s, so if anybody knows, let me know what decade those are from. Got an old welding table and a fan, and I guess, okay, let the secret out. The fan blade is off of that old motor, and here we've got our beautiful fan blade. So I wanted to talk to you guys about this guy. This we did the video recently. We put these legs, and the more I look at that thing, the more I hate it. It just looks too Frankenstein for me. So I think I'm gonna dismantle these and figure out a better, more elegant solution for those legs. So, but you know, it's a learning process. Just didn't come out how I wanted it, and so I'll be revisiting that at some point.
We've got an old grade school cafeteria lunch table that kind of lays down. And then there's 16 seats for that. That'd be great for somebody's back porch. Family reunions. Here's the chalkboard that everybody keeps telling me is a ping pong table, but I'm almost certain that it's not. First of all, it's double-sided. It says Crane on it. People also mentioned that there's a company named Crane that makes ping pong tables to confuse things even more. But the fact that it is so thick and that it's double-sided and there's no other markings on it except for the Crane logo and that square there, it just doesn't seem like that's a ping pong table type of thing. So it should be mentioned that the building is full of Crane plumbing supplies. There used to be a plumbing supply store in the building. So I feel like this is part of a retail display of some kind. There's some holes that have been screwed in it, like for hanging inventory or maybe, I don't know. So I'm sure you guys remember this guy, still in progress. Waiting for me to upload the information into the old noggin about how to weld so I can get those legs on. The super old wallpaper from a couple videos ago. We got a really interesting old parts bin here with writing all over it. Some table legs. And we've got Edsel and Irene here. Yeah, bunch of neat stuff. So here's an old mid-century modern chair by Thonet. There's an open sign which typically I would throw away, but it's really vintage. It's a real old one, so it kind of looks neat. Somebody will want that. Love this cast iron porcelain enamel brand new farm sink. There's a surgical cabinet from 1910 back there. We've got the old time card slot that came original with the building. The mirror project from previous video. An old battery charger, rolling battery charger from a auto garage. Science lab school. Look how this table's got that kind of curved surface there. And all the other edges are straight, so I don't know if something fell on that. There's no mark like it got banged. I don't know. Anyway. I like these old industrial stools. I always pick them up anytime I can. A lot of people said I could date this sidecar by looking at the hub, but I didn't find any kind of date or anything. And I didn't see anything on the reflector there. But lots of people told me that there used to be a trend where kids could lease or like lay away a bicycle sidecar like this to sell ice cream and popsicles and stuff. It'd be something akin to having your own paper route, and kids would drive around and sell that stuff. So a lot of people said that that's what that is. So that's really cool. And then little machinist cabinet here and these Art Deco door pushes. Halophane lighting. Yeah, so you'll remember a lot of this stuff from previous videos. This is one of my favorite things here. This filing cabinet. It's got some labels there with dates as far back as the late 1920s on it. It's a place where somebody kept their tax records. So it's kind of a cool light fixture. Yeah. Okay, I also mentioned that I wanted to get a welder. This came with the building here, this old welder. I really like it because of the color and the font and the graphics on it. So I guess that's a stick welder, not sure. It's pretty neat. And here is something you don't see every day. A mid-century 1950s secretary desk with a jail toilet and a pink sink on it. When was the last time you saw that combination? We got our old doors for the equipment cage, and another door from the building here. Somebody's wrought iron porch metal work there. And yeah, lots of miscellaneous stuff. So this stuff is not like curated to be part of an antique store or something like that, but it's all really cool stuff. And you know, I don't know, can you see the value in this stuff, or does this look like a bunch of junk to you? I love it. Love that stuff. Okay, so back to the breaking of the back. Starting with this.
Trying to save those ears.
Okay, so this is going so much slower than I expected it to. One thing that is kind of a quirk about this building is that, and I would be broke if I was a contractor, construction contractor, because that's the thing with this building. You estimate how long it's going to take you, and you think, okay, I got all day long, 12 hours, 10 hours, I can do A, B, C, D, and E. And at the end of the day, you got halfway through A. So I wanted to get this entire bay done. And after an entire day of work, it looks exactly like it did this morning. Exactly. You can't tell that I did a single thing. Oh my gosh. It's kind of why I joke sometimes that, like, in 5 years, this place is gonna look amazing. Or it's gonna look exactly like it does right now. So what I'm gonna have to do is, because I've kept so many of these windows, it gets really dark really early. So it's like 5:30-ish, and it's getting pretty dark in here. I know that you can't tell that because these phones are really good at amplifying the light. But it is getting dark, and within the next 30 minutes, it's gonna be too dark to work in here. So I'm gonna break this into a 2-part video, and I will post the final result next Monday, I promise. So Thursday, we're gonna start digging through cool stuff. Starting with all this stuff here. So there is pretty neat stuff, you know, not the kind of stuff that I typically am interested in, but I did kind of peek through the boxes and stuff, and there's some pretty cool items that I found. So there's some like little outsider art, kind of naive art, which I really like, and lots of glassware and ceramics and all kinds of stuff. So I will see you on Thursday, and we're gonna get into it. Thanks, guys. I'll talk to you soon.